there's several things the Lord has said to me that as Robert's getting ready to come up here to teach us, that I want you to just write the phrases down so you get it. Back in November, the Lord spoke to me and said, I have put nations on the potter's wheel. Now, I want you to write that down. What you do when you get spiritual revelation is you then go to the truth to analyze that revelation. And that becomes very important. It takes spirit and truth for you to come into real worship. It's not just truth. See, that's what happened to the church. We got overabundant truth. We can get way too much teaching. And therefore, we're bound by truth. It takes spirit and truth. It takes revelation and wisdom for breakthrough. Those are two different dimensions. And we want to keep a revelatory portal open all day long to end the year and begin the year. Now, our year began at Feast of Tabernacles, but now it's starting to mature. Now, that's something else I want you to understand time about. It starts in God's calendar at a harvest moment. Now, these are worth you understanding this. It starts at a harvest moment. And then you move from that harvest moment of revelation into celebrating each first fruit, Rosh Chodesh, of each month following that harvest moment. Once you do that, you keep building revelation. Then each Shabbat is meant for you to Selah with that revelation so you develop wisdom. Now, are you understanding this? That is going to be the pattern of how we move this year. I just did a video that we'll send out right after the first of the year, so we understand how we'll be moving here this year. We want to stay in God's time of revelation so that we move into wisdom that will dismantle demons.
Amen. Amen.
I am choosing my words very carefully this morning. And this becomes real important for us because, you know what? I grew up in East Texas and I refuse to stay in the swamp.
I know that's right. Come on.
There are some of us that the swamp would try to keep. If I stayed in the swamp, I would be a swamp monster. I will tell you that right now. It stinks. It's got creatures in it that I don't want to commune with. I started getting out of the swamp when I was 18, and I have never stopped getting out of the swamp. Now, why I'm referencing that is because on October the 11th, 2018, the Lord said we would be in a swamp through January the 18th of 2021. Do you know when God says something like that, you have to just walk it out, people. You can't get out. You have to walk out. Now, are we getting this? This nation is in a swamp. It has nothing to do completely with just the presidential election. It is in a swamp. And I have many books that will help you. My favorite book is God's Unfolding Battle Plan. and because it outlines China and the swamp. You are going, this is what's so important for us to see, for all of a sudden worldwide, us to be in a pandemic in 185 nations in a matter of a week. Something got sent in.
Yes.
Now, hear what I'm saying to you. And it got sent in from one nation.
That's right.
We love Chinese people. They are probably some of my very favorite people. And I've been involved with China and the Chinese people since 1980. But China is determined. You're going to find in every state the ruling structure of how China has invaded.
That's right. That's right.
Somebody has to say it.
Somebody. Yes, please.
And we have...
Thank you.
And something else, we have people up on the ledge up here to take care of people who come in.
Come on.
Now hear me. We are not going to be innocent sheep led to a slaughter. Look at somebody and say, you're going to be wise as a serpent. Now, you might be a sheep, but you're going to know how to be a serpent before this is over. So quit avoiding snakes and learn from them.
Amen.
That's a word from God for us.
Right.
Do not be afraid of snakes in the coming year. Learn from them. Learn from them. Learn how they operate. Learn how they hide. Learn how they strike. Learn how they protect. See, my wife is not afraid of snakes, and she teaches how to use snakes in the garden. That's the way it was meant. Man, Adam, knew the snake. He named the serpent. That's why it was so bad when he allowed his wife to fall to it. And then he blamed her for everything. Look at somebody and say, that blame's coming off of you. We had one big snake in the garden, and I mean, Jesus already had a chainsaw running out. And it was a good snake. There are good snakes. Now, hear what I'm saying to you. Now, so we've got to understand, and the books that have been written in series, and even the new one, Passover Prophecies, if you don't have this, but you're going to have to read it if you buy it, people. Because I come up and people will come up and say certain things to me, and I'll say, I wrote that in the book. They said, I have that book. And I said, well, read it. Because through 2026, it is a very intense time. So when we gather here, and trust me, we get lots of flack for this. And we are cautious and we are clean. And we make sure you are protected as much as I can make sure you are protected. But you are responsible to help protect yourself.